Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The US President Donald Trump has paid no income taxes in 10 of the last 15 years. That's according to a recent report by the New York Times. The newspaper has also said that Trump paid just $750 in federal income tax, both in 2016, the year he ran for presidency, and in his first year in the White House. The revelation comes just days before a presidential debate between Trump and his Democratic rival Joe Biden, and weeks before the 3rd of November election. Trump has called the report fake news.
It's fake news. It's totally fake news. Made up, fake. We went through the same stories. You could have asked me the same questions 4 years ago. I had to litigate this and talk about it. Totally fake news. No, actually, I paid tax. And you'll see that as soon as my tax returns. It's under audit. They've been under audit for a long time. The IRS does not treat me well. They treat me like the Tea Party, like they treated the Tea Party.
Fierce fighting between Armenian and Azerbaijani forces has raged on in the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region, with each side claiming an upper hand. The region is internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, but is run by ethnic Armenians. The separatist authorities there have said that 31 of their soldiers have now died, and some lost positions have been retaken. Azerbaijan has said 26 civilians have been injured in heavy Armenian shelling, and at least 5 people have died. Both Armenia and Azerbaijan have already declared general mobilization and martial law in some areas. Tens of thousands of Spanish flags have been placed in a park in the capital Madrid to honour those who have died during the coronavirus pandemic. A group representing coronavirus victims have planted around 53,000 red and gold flags in the city's Roma Park. More than 31,000 people have died with the coronavirus since it reached Spain. That's according to figures from Johns Hopkins University. Further areas of Madrid have been brought under lockdown measures as the city struggles to control a second wave of infections. Meanwhile, the number of COVID-19 cases in India has passed 6 million, which is the second highest tally in the world after the US. The rise in infections comes as the government continues to lift restrictions to try to boost an economy badly hit by lockdown measures. Another wildfire has erupted in California, spreading across more than 2,000 acres in the state's northern Napa Valley wine country, forcing the evacuation of several hundred homes and a hospital. The worst wildfires in 18 years have raged across California since August. They have been responsible for more than 30 deaths and driven thousands of people from their homes. The cause of the fires have become a political football, with California Governor Gavin Newsom blaming climate change, but President Trump has instead been pointing to land management practices as the key driver. An Australian theme park has been fined $3.6 million over the deaths of 4 people on a malfunctioning water ride. Kate Goodchild, Luke Dorset, Rusba Oragi and Cindy Lowe died in October 2016 when their raft crashed into another and overturned, crushing them. The accident at Australia's biggest theme park, Dreamworld, was caused by a pump that malfunctioned near the end of the ride. The company said it accepted responsibility and had worked to improve safety standards.
I wanted to be here today to say that Arden apologises unreservedly for the past circumstances and failures at Dreamworld that resulted in the tragic loss of 4 lives, and for the ongoing impact and that this terrible tragedy has had on so many people.
A Malian diplomat has been named as the country's interim prime minister in a move that will likely prompt the lifting of sanctions imposed following a military coup last month. Mokhtar Ouane was previously Mali's ambassador to the United Nations and the country's foreign minister. The appointment of civilians to the top jobs of Mali's transition has been a demand of the Economic Community of West African Nations, which cut off financial flows and closed borders after the August the 18th ousting of President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta. And finally, for the first time at Milan Fashion Week, a show dedicated to Black Italian designers was part of the official calendar. The We Are Made in Italy digital show has been broadcast online and showcases the spring and summer 2021 collections of 5 selected designers of colour who have previously struggled to get a foot in the door in the industry. Organisers hope the initiative will highlight the lack of diversity in the fashion world.
It is very important for us to show that the words "Made in Italy" do not correspond to a particular colour. We want to destroy the prejudice that being Italian means being white.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel studios in Lagos.